Attention doesn't feel neutral. It doesn't feel casual. It doesn't feel optional. To the female nervous system, attention feels like safety, like relevance, like being chosen. Before we go deeper, hit subscribe and like the video. This is DepthRealm, where we expose the patterns people don't want to face. From the outside, attention looks harmless. A message, compliment, consistency, presence. But inside the nervous system, attention triggers something far deeper than interest. It signals orientation. Someone sees me. Someone is tracking me. Someone is emotionally available to me. And for a nervous system shaped by social conditioning and attachment learning, that signal feels indistinguishable from love. This is not emotional weakness. It's neurological wiring. The female nervous system evolved to prioritize relational cues. Not objects, not outcomes, people. Attention says, you matter enough to notice, and being noticed has always meant survival. Historically, invisibility was danger. Being seen meant protection, inclusion, value. So attention doesn't register as noise. It registers as connection. That's the first illusion. Attention feels like care because care once required attention. But modern attention is no longer scarce. It's abundant, cheap, low cost, and the nervous system hasn't adapted to that reality. So the same biological response fires, even when the signal carries no commitment, no investment, no future. This is why attention feels intoxicating. It regulates anxiety, calms uncertainty, creates emotional warmth. And warmth feels like love. But warmth without structure is just heat. Here's the critical distinction women are rarely taught. Love is stability over time. Attention is focus in the moment. The nervous system doesn't automatically separate the two, especially early on. Early-stage attention floods dopamine. It heightens anticipation. It sharpens perception. Every message matters. Every interaction feels charged. And because the female nervous system is state-based, not object-based, how she feels becomes evidence. I feel good when he texts. I feel calm when he's present. I feel anxious when he disappears. So the brain concludes, this feeling must mean something. And it does. It means attention is regulating her emotional state. But regulation is not love. This is where confusion begins. Attention activates the same systems as attachment, but without the same costs. It feels relational without being relational. And the nervous system doesn't check for intent. It checks for sensation. This is why intermittent attention is even more powerful. Consistent attention soothes. Inconsistent attention hooks. Because unpredictability intensifies focus. The nervous system releases more dopamine not when reward arrives, but when it might arrive. So attention that comes and goes creates obsession, not connection. And obsession feels like passion. This is the trap. Women don't fall for men. They fall for how their nervous system feels around men. And attention controls that feeling. That's why attention feels like love, even when love isn't present. Here's the deeper layer no one likes to acknowledge. Most women are socialized to measure worth relationally, not consciously, systemically. From a young age, being liked, chosen, and approved of is reinforced. So attention becomes currency, confirms identity, and when attention disappears, it feels like identity loss. This is why withdrawal hurts so deeply, not because the man left, but because the regulation disappeared. The nervous system goes into threat response. What changed? What did I do? How do I get it back? Love wouldn't produce that panic. Attachment insecurity does. But attention masquerades as attachment, so the panic feels justified. Now let's talk about escalation. As attention continues without commitment, emotional investment increases. She shares more, hopes more, imagines more, because attention implies trajectory. But attention doesn't promise direction. And when direction never comes, anxiety replaces excitement. This is where many women feel betrayed. They say, "He led me on." Often he didn't. He gave attention, and attention was interpreted as intention, because the nervous system filled in the blanks. Here's the brutal truth. Attention is passive interest. Commitment is active risk. Attention costs nothing. Commitment costs options, time, energy, identity. And men unconsciously separate the two. Women often don't because the feeling feels the same. Until it doesn't. The moment attention stops regulating safety, it stops feeling like love. And that's when clarity arrives, usually painfully. She realizes she was bonded to a signal, not a structure. To a sensation, not a foundation. And the crash feels like heartbreak, even if nothing was ever defined. That's why attention withdrawal feels like loss, even when there was nothing to lose. The nervous system doesn't grieve facts. It grieves states. This is also why attention is addictive, because it's external regulation. When someone else's focus determines your emotional baseline, you become dependent. Not on them, on the feeling they create. This is why women can stay emotionally attached to men who offer no future. Because the nervous system remembers regulation. And the brain confuses regulation with love. Now here's the uncomfortable part. Modern environments amplify this confusion. Social media, dating apps, texting. Attention is constant, fragmented, and low investment. Men can give attention without presence, without responsibility, without continuity, but the nervous system still reacts as if presence exists. So women experience emotional bonding without relational grounding. Bonding without structure always collapses, and the collapse feels personal, because the nervous system doesn't say, "This was a systems mismatch." It says, "I wasn't enough." This is why attention is so dangerous when misunderstood. It trains emotional dependency without relational security. Now let's address why some women chase attention even when it hurts. Because attention gives relief. It temporarily fills emotional gaps. Loneliness, uncertainty, self-doubt. Attention soothes all of it briefly. So when attention fades, the nervous system demands more. Not because she wants the man, but because she wants regulation back. This is why on and off dynamics are so hard to leave. The nervous system remembers relief. And relief is powerful. But relief is not healing. Here's the turning point. Women who learn to distinguish attention from love stop confusing chemistry with compatibility. They stop measuring connection by intensity. They stop bonding to availability. They start observing behavior over time. They ask different questions. Does his attention lead somewhere? Does it require sacrifice? Does it remain during inconvenience? If not, it's stimulation, not love. And stimulation can feel amazing, but it doesn't build safety. Now here's the part men need to understand too. When women say, "You made me feel loved," often what they mean is, "You regulated my nervous system." That doesn't mean the feeling wasn't real. It means the interpretation was incomplete. Love is not how you feel when someone is present. Love is how safe you feel when they are not. Attention can't provide that. Only consistency can. Only integration into real life can. Only commitment can. This is why attention loses power over time. The nervous system adapts. The novelty fades. The relief shortens. And without deeper structure, the bond dissolves. The women who don't understand this chase attention forever. New faces, new conversations, new sparks. But the crash repeats. Because attention without commitment is emotional sugar. spikes, then drops. And repeated drops exhaust the nervous system. This is why some women feel more anxious, not less, the more attention they receive. Because regulation keeps shifting externally. Here's the final truth. Attention feels like love to the female nervous system because the nervous system evolved before modern abundance. It still interprets focus as safety, presence as protection, interest as investment. But the world changed faster than biology. And until that gap is understood, confusion continues. Love is not attention. Love is reliable structure. Attention is the doorbell. Commitment is moving in. One alerts you, the other builds a home. Once a woman sees that difference, she stops bonding to signals. She bonds to patterns. And patterns never lie. See the pattern. Protect your energy. This is DepthRealm.